Music volume muted.
So I wish I had pictures of this day, but I'm going to take y'all back a little bit. A few years ago, roughly right when I was starting to be blind, I was home alone and doing my own thing. At the time, we lived out in the country, so I most certainly didn't have TVs going a lot, didn't have the radios going. I loved the country sounds, the birds, just the peacefulness. I'd had the door open in the front, letting the breeze in. We didn't have a screen door, but nothing ever messed with us. No bees were around. It was just like a perfect place to live. My kids were gone to school. My husband was at work, and I was finishing up the dishes. I'm walking across. Now, the way my house was set up was the front door was right in front of the couch. To the right of the couch was the hallway, and straight down was my bedroom. Like, you would run straight into it if you kept going down the hallway. Okay, just to give you the plot. So, all of a sudden, I'm walking from my kitchen, which is right next to my living room, through my living room, and all of a sudden, I hear this hissing noise, like, and I'm like, "What the hell's that?" I jump on my couch because I'm scared at this point, And then I start listening, and it was like more of a snake sound. It was, tss, and I could tell whatever it was not happy to see me, and I did not want to see it. Thankfully, I was blind, but at the same time, it was a curse, okay? Because right at this point, I'm blind as a bat, like locked in a box that can never get out type blind. And I kind of could tell a little bit that the front door was open because it was daylight, but these were my two options. Either I could run straight out the door, not realizing what I'm running past, afraid that it was going to strike me, bite me, whatever, or, and I'm standing on top of the couch, like I said, or my other option is to take a right down the hallway, hope I don't run into the wall hard enough to knock me out, right? So that way my kids could come home and find their mom like half down a snake's mouth eaten, because this thing sounded huge, and I could run to my bedroom. Well, I sat there for a second as this thing was hissing, like doing whatever it was, and I'm like, all right, my best bet is just to run straight to my bedroom, hope I can get through without hurting myself, and go lock myself in the bedroom. Well, I did that, and I made it down the hallway into my bedroom. Immediately, I called my husband. Well, he's 40 miles away, y'all. Like, he can't do nothing. He's laughing his butt off, talking about, oh, you probably aren't really hearing nothing. It was probably just the wind and the leaves or whatever. And I'm like, I'm telling you, something's in that living room, and it was trying to eat me, and I did not appreciate it, okay? So I had to wait for my kids to get home. I was so scared. I didn't go out of the room the rest of the day. It was like 4 hours. I was just stuck in this bedroom because I was hell bent and determined that whatever was in that living room probably was still in the living room, despite the fact that my front door was wide open, so anything at this point could be in my living room, right? So my kids get home, and I stop them at the door. I'm like, y'all don't come in. There's something in here. My daughter runs and squeals, runs off and goes and gets my son, that's like 15 at the time, comes down. He's like, Mom, there's nothing here. I'm like, y'all, I'm telling you, something was in this house. Now, the reason why they kept saying, you're hearing something, there's nothing here, is because for like the last week, okay, at nighttime, I kept hearing this like meowing sound, like if there was a cat coming in our roof. And I'm not crazy, y'all. Like, stick with me, because this story really, there is an animal to this story, I promise. But for like the last week, I've been hearing this cat, like little kitten noise, meowing, and I'm like, there's got to be a cat or kittens in our roof, and they're like, they never hear it. Every time I hear it, they can't hear it, so they think I'm like half like crazy at this point, right? Well, we all go to sleep that night. I wake up in the morning time, hearing my husband hollering, I gotta get a shirt, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, okay? The only reason why he would need to get a shirt is to like go to work, but he don't work for a couple more hours, so what is going on? And he's in the bathroom. All of a sudden, my husband comes out screaming, open up the door, open up the door. Inside my bathtub, that was stuck, mind you, because it was so small that it could not get out of my bathtub, was a baby possum. Okay? A baby possum. But upon our investigation, we did not just have one baby possum that had gotten into the house. We had 4 baby possums and a mama possum that was hiding at nighttime. I guess it would go out through the hole. Like, it was a very old house, and underneath the sink where they used to have the hot water here, there was like a hole there, and we didn't realize it. Well, we found it, and that's how we found out they were coming in. But apparently, when I was tackling said snake while my husband was at work and the kids were at school, I was fighting a possum that was standing right in front of me. Normally they just slump over and pretend like they're dead. No, she was standing up, and obviously it was because she had her babies inside of our house. So we were able to remove the babies, and once we removed the babies, the mama, we barricaded her out through the hole, and we pushed her outside, and she was able to go on off with her babies. But I'm telling you what, from a blind perspective, that was the scariest thing I think I've ever been through in my life. To sit there and have to face this animal that sounded like it was the size of like a 10-point buck, to be in a little possum, little baby possums, and big mama possum. It was enough to give me a heart attack, y'all. But anyways, I just thought about that story. I figured I'd tell y'all. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a good day. Bye.